What does writing have to do with design? Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable, and this is my podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, where I take one issue from the world of publishing and explain it in 3 or 4 minutes. The connection between writing and design is one of the issues raised in Lessons on Branding from the World's Most Iconic Cold, distributed last night by Bo Sachs. It's an odd title. The cold, in this case, was one in Frank Sinatra's nose. When I think about design, I think about the fact that I can't draw. I can't draw worth a darn, and I'm not much of a designer. I think this is because I can't call up images in my mind as well as other people can. For example, I know what a horse looks like, but if I try to call up an image of a horse, it's rather fuzzy. There aren't a lot of details. But then I learned a trick. You can draw a series of circles in different places and then connect those circles that give an outline of a horse that allows you a starting point to draw a somewhat decent horse. Somebody had to come up with that trick by thinking of a horse from a completely different point of view. That is, thinking of a horse as a series of connected circles, which is not an obvious way to think about a horse. Today I want to talk about a few tricks for looking at things from a different point of view. First principle thinking is where you remove everything that isn't a first principle, eliminate bias, assumptions, conjecture, and strip it down to what's unquestionably true, then build from there. It can be a challenging exercise. For example, if you were to apply it to a question like, how can we increase the renewal rate for our magazine? You would start by stripping everything away that you currently do and everything you assume about your subscribers. You'd start with first principles such as what causes someone to make a decision, or what motivates a person to continue a subscription. Your assumption might be that people renew because they love your product, but you might have to face the possibility that they renew because they don't pay close attention to their credit card bills. Another mental framework that can help here is to think about things in the limit. How short or long can an article, podcast, or video be? How small or large can a magazine be? What's the smallest possible market size that could support a successful business? You're not going to do those things. You're not going to make a teeny tiny magazine, but thinking about it from that perspective can open up new ideas. You can also imagine the perfect solution without any constraints. Don't think about how much it would cost, what technology you would need, how many people it would require. None of that stuff. Conceptualize the perfect product. Then work backwards to find the tools, skills, knowledge, and resources you would need to make that happen. Now, a buried assumption in all of this is that you may be doing things that you don't need to do at all. Before you optimize something, ask if it's even necessary. For example, before you draft the greatest ever renewal series, ask if you need a renewal series at all. It's too easy to fall into the habit of continuing to do what you've done in the past without stopping to ask if it's worthwhile. The 4 principles I just mentioned were taken from an article in Forbes called How Elon Musk Solves Problems, 4 Key Frameworks. It's an interesting article. I'll provide a link below. I also recommend that you get the creative thinking cards from schoolofthought.org. I'll link that below as well. I've mentioned them before. I think they're very interesting and can help in the creative process. Now, you might be asking, how did I get all this from an article about design? Well, the article talks about approaching design from unexpected directions. It starts with an emphasis on writing, then talks about the virtue of astute observation to get past superficial details, then combining the two and writing about some detail, like Frank Sinatra's clothes, and contrasting that with his mood or with the clothes of the people around him. That's what this other person did to create a great design. All these things are ways to look at a subject from different angles so that you can tell a better story or create a better product. I hope that was helpful. Remember to look at the links below, and if there's some way I can help you with your business, please contact me. You'll see my contact information on the next screen. Thanks so much.